In this example, I have a negative integer and I'm subtracting off another negative integer, so I need to find the difference between these two. The fact that they're both negative makes me think it would be a good idea to put my 0 over here to give me lots of room to the left, since both the numbers are going to be to the left of 0 because they are negative. So negative 83 by definition is 83 units to the left of 0. I'll put that over here. And negative 65 won't be so far away from 0. It's also negative, so it'll be to the left of 0, but only 65 units away rather than 83, so it'll be closer. But I'm going to need some room to write to explain the problem, so I'm going to put negative 65 here. So I'll point out that I know that my numbers are not to scale, but this is okay. So I know the answer is going to involve finding the distance between these two integers. You can think of this as the distance between 2 points. So I like to think of it as I'm already 65 units to the left of 0. How far would I have to travel to get from negative 65 all the way to 83? And I'm going to break this up in small pieces in my mind. So everyone does it a little differently. It would be your choice which is easier for you. Some people like to add by tens first. Some people like to go up by 5, some by 20s, etc. Just to pick away, let me show you that if I was to add 5 units, what would be nice about that is that I would end at a very nice even integer. If you're 65 units from 0 and you go 5 more, that would put you at 70 units left of 0, which puts you at negative 70. And then I would know that I need to go 13 more to get to here. If you were 70 units from 0 and you were to go 13 more units this way, I would be at negative 83. So the idea would be that the distance, and because I'm thinking of distance, I'm thinking of these numbers as positive, the distance between negative 65 and negative 83 could be thought of as 5 units and then 13 units more. This is not the only way you could do it. This is just one way. So if this distance to this distance can be found by going 5 and 13 more, that means they are 18 units apart. Now I just need to figure out, is my answer positive or negative? So because the negative 83 was first and it was on the left, and numbers on the left are always of lesser value, so this one is less than the other one, and negative 65 was written second, and it's to the right of this number on the real number line, and numbers to the right are always greater than numbers on the left. So we have a number in lesser value, and we are subtracting off a number in greater value. So whenever you take a number lesser in value and subtract off one that's greater, you are going to be left with a negative number. So I know my answer is negative 18. I'd like to do one more example just to show you some variety. Here I have a negative integer and I'm subtracting off a positive integer. So the fact that one's negative, one's positive makes me think that it would be a good idea to put 0 in the middle, because I'm going to label the negative 77 units to the left of 0 because it's negative, and the number 84 here being positive means I will label it 84 units to the right of 0. Now the answer is going to involve the distance between those two integers. You can think of that as the distance between these 2 points on the number line. So the distance between these 2 points can be thought of as negative 77 is a distance of 77 units from 0, but then you'd have to go 84 more units to get over here. So if you've gone 77 units and 84 more, you could add those two numbers to figure out the distance between them. Although there's a variety of methods how to add numbers, I'm just going to use the algorithm, for which I take 7 and add 4 to get 11. So since the answer is 11, I'll put a 1 here in the ones place and carry a 1 over here, which you may think of as we had 11 units and I traded 10 of the units for a rod if you're using base blocks, and that would represent 10 units here. So even though I put the number 1 here, the fact I'm putting it in the tens place means that that one really represents 10 units, just like the 7 represents 70 and the 8 represents 80. So adding 8 plus 7 plus 1, 8 and 7 make 15, and 1 more makes 16. So I get that the distance between these numbers is 161. Now I just need to know, is it positive or negative? So it turns out that since the negative 77 was written first and it's on the left, that means that I started with a number that is to the left and is of lesser value, and we are subtracting 84, which was way to the right, and numbers to the right are of greater value. So when you do left minus right, you are doing a number lesser in value subtract a number in greater value, and whenever you do that, a lesser number minus a greater number always gives you a negative result. So I know that my answer should have been negative 161.